Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. My name is Coral if you haven't been here before, and I make videos on loads of different things from travel to veganism to self-care, so if you're interested in any of those things, please do subscribe and ding the little notification bell to get notified when I upload. I upload every week. Today I wanted to do a menstrual cup review with you and update you guys on what menstrual cup I used because because I made a video like this not too long ago. I don't even remember how long ago, but I'll link it here or here, wherever it is. And I said that I use the Diva cup, and I think I said in that video that I wanted to try a different menstrual cup type. So here we are, and I have a review of the FEMMYCYCLE cup, I believe is what it's called. FEMMYCYCLE? Yes. So, alright guys, this is gonna be like a long story, so buckle yourselves in. It's gonna be a ride. So this is gonna be a little bit of a story time and a personal experience video, but also a review on this cup. Oh my god. Also a review on this FEMMYCYCLE cup. So I think I'll do the review first and then get into my personal experience, like story self later. Just for people, if you're just here for this review, then you don't have to listen to like my whole weird experiences. That's gonna be like the special part of the video, if you want to stick around that long kind of thing. So this cup is the FEMMYCYCLE cup, and it's the low cervix size. And I'll tell you about that later. So right now this is like pretty clean. I swear it's washed. It's just not boiled or hydrogen peroxided or anything like that. But this is the low cervix cup, so it's, you know, shorter than the regular one. But I'm not sure how it compares to the teen cup because I don't have that one. Anyways, this is the only one I've ever used because I have a very low cervix. I love it because it somehow works. Like, it's magical. It's weird because, as you may know, I don't have my Diva cup here, but as you may know, I think all other cups that I've seen have the little holes in the side so that the suction can regulate, and it's super important, as everybody always says when you're putting them in, that, you know, like the regular these shaped cups, that you like twist them, put your finger around the seal, like make sure they're sealed, otherwise they're gonna leak, because basically what they do is just create a seal in your vagina that doesn't let any stuff go through the edges. That's how it works. This thing creates its own suction, which is really cool because it doesn't have to be open. It doesn't have to be, like, it can be, I think usually when I do it, okay, so this is, you can use two folds. You can use this, oh gosh, this is gonna be bad, the C fold that looks like that, or you can use, I think it's called the tulip fold, like this. Wait, whoa, okay, this, okay. I use the C fold now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure. It's weird when you just do it. Yeah, I definitely use the C fold, okay? And yeah, so you put it in and then you just kind of let it go, and it doesn't pop open though because space issues. So it's probably more like this, or just like weird, and it's usually, actually mine I think is kind of up. Anyways, you would think that it's in all wrong and it's not gonna work at all. It works. I'm telling you, it works. It's the weirdest thing ever because, so it's half inflated or whatever, so it slowly kind of just sucks everything into it. And it doesn't matter if it's kind of to the side or not. I just think it's the coolest thing. Like, it's magical as long as you can get it in there. And it was a learning curve in the beginning for a little bit because I was used to the other cups that you have to like make sure they're open and everything. So I did put it in wrong in the beginning, I'm sure, and I leaked, but for the most part this is really good for not leaking. So I would give this, like, design, really innovative, really cool, freaking 10 out of 10, okay? It's an amazing idea. Oh, and then the spill-proof thing. And it has a spill-proof feature, so you might be wondering, like, it has this weird inner circle part that goes down, and you might be thinking, how do you get rid of stuff? So basically it's like this, so that if, when you're pulling it out, you kind of pull down, yeah, you basically just pull it down and pull it out. But, mind-blowing, I know. But once you get it out, if you somehow, you know, accidentally tip it to the side, this is made so that it doesn't just leak everywhere and fall out and like get all over you, say you're in a public bathroom or something. So basically, if there's a certain amount of liquid, like it can't be like up to the top, which it's not usually gonna be. As long as it's lower than this though, when you turn it upside down, it's not gonna come out, like it'll stay in there, which I think is very cool and innovative and smart. But it's not really a big, for me personally, it's not really an issue because usually you're holding it upright anyways. But if you're clumsy or super worried about blood or whatever, this would be very, very useful for you. And then when you want to empty it, you just open it like this and then dump it out. And I just think it's really cool because it's different. I like it because it's different than all the other cups and it works pretty well. Now, down to my experience. So I would give this a very good review. I love it. But here's the interesting thing, okay? This is where the story time comes in. If you want to listen. It's going to be probably a bit graphic, like not for the weak-stomached kind of thing. So I got this cup. Loved it, tried it at first. It leaked a bit, didn't really work. I kind of got used to it. And the first couple of days were good. So here's the thing. With the other cups, if you haven't watched the other video, I don't even know if I mentioned it in the other video. The other cups, shaped like this. Whenever I'd use them, I would always leak. Like every single time, didn't matter if I was putting it in wrong or right, you know, like I was putting it in right. Okay, I was doing everything that everybody told me and like making sure literally like it was all the way around, everything was good, I would still leak. Now I know that that's because I have a super low cervix. So basically I'm 99% sure that what was happening was this was the cup in my vagina and it would always like come down too much. Like the stem on the Diva cup would hurt the outer area down there because like it would chafe because it was out too low. And I know it's not supposed to be that low, but I literally physically could not put it in any further because, as I was just about to say, it's in here, cervix is here, like it can't, you're bumping, like this is gonna look awesome. You can't, I couldn't put it in any further, like I'd push it in, it wouldn't work. So basically throughout the day it would slowly just kind of slip down a bit and it would be comfortable here, but not really comfortable because it was too big for my areas, like it would be poking out a bit. It would be very uncomfortable. I basically felt like I constantly had to Kegel to keep it in, even especially when I went pee. Like if I had to pee with it in, I would basically have to readjust it. Let's not even talk about pooping with it in because I couldn't do it. I'd have to readjust it because it would come out so far that it just wasn't comfortable and it wasn't sitting right. And I think I figured out that the reason it leaked all the time was because even if it was in right, you know, it's at the very bottom, like this is probably like the base where the opening is. My cervix would be here, and then once stuff would come from the cervix, it would like fill up the cup, but the cervix was in there, so it was like overflowing it, I would assume, and it was going out the sides kind of thing. That's my internal, what I think of in my mind when I think of what happened. No idea if that's like factually true, but I'm about 99% sure. I've learned a lot about myself over the past couple of years with these things. So then I got fed up with that and thought that I could probably do better, and then I watched a review by, I don't remember what her name is, but she does great graphic reviews. They're awesome and honest, and I will link them up here or down below if you want to check them out. But she said that this thing was amazing and it didn't leak. And I was like, oh my gosh, something that doesn't leak, because I've been told that menstrual cups don't usually leak, but mine does all the time. So I finally got one of these, and I got the package combo deal thing, a Big Mac combo. With the regular size and the low cervix size. And then the first one I tried was the low cervix size. At this point, I think I had a suspicion that I had a low cervix, but I didn't know for sure because, I mean, I hadn't like just checked in there. But first of all, do it because you will be amazed, and it is not shameful. It is interesting to know like what's going on down there, and if you have a low cervix, and to know that you're not crazy if you can't put a Diva cup in, because it will make you feel like you're crazy and people will say you're doing it wrong. Even if you're doing it right, you literally cannot get it in any further. That is my tangent. So I got this, like I said, and tried it. The first time I did it wrong, or it didn't really work. I think I leaked. Okay, and the first day was okay, and then I really loved it after that. And I think it was like the second or third day where I put it in, and then I think I woke up in the morning. I don't know if it was in the morning or the afternoon, and I tried to pull it out, and I couldn't get it out because it hurt when I pulled it. And if you know this cup, or if you have a low cervix, maybe you can think about what happened. But basically what happened was my cervix was so low. Even this is the low cervix cup. I'm pretty sure this is the shortest size they sell. It's not supposed to do this. I'm not blaming the cup or anything. I'm 99% sure it's just my body and the way that it worked. So that's why I gave this cup a very good review, and it's just like, pretty sure it's just me. That my cervix was so low, it was actually in this hole here. And so when I pulled it down, like it's the perfect size for this little opening. So once I pulled it, thumb's still too small. Anyways, when I started pulling it out, it was like suctioned on there. So I pulled it out and then it's like sucking it like this. And then, so I'm like trying to pull it down, but it hurts, right? Because your cervix is attached in there. So you don't want to just pull it down because it aches, like it doesn't feel good. So then I ended up figuring out that, you know, I just had to like bend it to the side and it would come off. But I read on their website somewhere it says that it's not supposed to do that. So like, I don't know if they say don't use it if it does that. But anyways, it says like it should not come into contact with your cervix and you should be fine. Well, it did for me. It was a good time. And I've learned that basically the thing is I can use this on the first day, usually not the second day, because my cervix moves down so far that that's when it gets caught. So I feel like it's usually the second and third day that I can't use it. And then after that, it's like the fourth and fifth day. And if I have a sixth or seventh day, that's when I can use this cup. And I love it when I can use it, but when it gets caught, it sucks because it hurts to take it out. But you might say, you're dumb, just don't use it. I know, now I figured out how to take it out so that it's not like super painful. It's just frustrating because I realized after I started using Diva cups that, or like menstrual cups, sorry, Diva cup is a brand. Once I started using these, I really loved them because, I mean, I used to use pads. I was never a tampon person because I could not, my legs are falling asleep and I'm sitting on the floor. Let me just wiggle them. I'm a pad person, I was never a tampon person. So to go from pads, like where you're soiling your own pad, to go to this, where it's like everything's caught and it's like dry and nice, was amazing. And I missed it when it sucks for me when I have to take it out because it hurts too much to have it in. Because what will happen is, you might say like, well, you can just put it in and take it out, like you know how to take it out. The thing is, when my cervix is too low, it literally suctions it so much that I can feel it. It's almost like it causes more, cramps / back pain when I have it in. If it's not, like if my cervix is way too low and it's suctioning and because it's pulling, like it doesn't feel good at all. So I have to take it out during those days usually because I just actually can't have it in, like it hurts. It's too much pressure and doesn't feel good. So I love it on the days that I can use it. I get angry on the days that I can't, but I would say that has to do mostly with me and not the cup. So if your cervix is not as low as mine is, then you will probably be very happy with this cup. Mine is literally like sometimes almost outside of my vagina, if you wanted to know. So that could be a problem too. No, I have not been to a gynecologist, which probably looks very bad, but it is not a problem that I would have without this cup. Like I'm not falling out of myself, I'm good. Just in case anybody wanted to know. So that is basically my conclusion. I'm very sad that I can't use this all the time because I love it so much. But I do use, and I love the fact that this is, you know, reusable and doesn't cause as much waste. I wash it with the Diva wash. I have Diva cup wash still because when I ordered this, it had Diva cup wash. Didn't want to pay for the wash that came with this cup. It said it was okay if you used a different wash, so I'm using that one. Long story short, I think it says you can also use a mild soap. Some of them recommend not to do that. Shit, I don't know, just do whatever you want. But if you can't use reusable, or if you can't use menstrual cups because you can't get them in, or you're too squeamish, or you don't want to deal with that, I would not say that's an excuse to use tampons because tampons take up so much waste. They are very wasteful. Any pads or tampons that are not reusable, I mean, they're just complete waste. And we as women have of course, we have to have periods, okay, we didn't get a choice, but we do have the responsibility, I feel, as women, to deal with it and make sure that we do something that's sustainable for the environment. Like, I do think that's part of our responsibility, as much as it might suck for us and people can curse it and whatever. I would honestly say that I still think it's important that we use reusable materials as often as we can, like as much as we can. I would not recommend tampons or pads, conventional tampons and pads, because they are usually made out of plastics, which leach chemicals into your body, especially in a very sensitive area that you're like taking in chemicals, which is not good, especially if you have any issues with like PCOS or any hormonal issues or anything like that. Like hormone disruptors is what plastics are, okay? Not good. So I would not recommend that. If you have to use disposable pads or tampons, I would recommend organic cotton pads or tampons. They do exist. But they are still wasteful yet again, which is sad because like it creates a lot of waste. So you can use reusable pads. Let me get them out here. I don't know why I didn't get them out. And can we just talk about how much I love these? They are handmade by a local lady that's not very local anymore because I'm not in Canada, but it was a local brand and they're awesome. I love them. The one thing that these pads are not super good for is if you're really active or you're walking a lot, they can like slip because they're not sticky. Like, okay, blood, all right. Awesome, it's washed, I swear. Stains. But when you're just buttoning that, and it just kind of goes on your underwear like that, it's not like sticking to it like a regular adhesive pad thing would. So it can, like if you're walking a lot, a lot of movement, it can kind of go back. But I honestly don't think it's much of a problem. I just go to the bathroom or just discreetly pull it forward. Okay, disgusting, I know. But I love these because you wash them out when you're done with them and then you reuse them. And I think they're cute because you can get them in different colors and different designs, and you're doing something good for the world because you're not creating extra waste. And so yeah, I would highly recommend reusable pads to anybody who wants to help their environmental impact and not create as much waste, because I think we have the responsibility, as I said, to do what we can, and if you can do that, do it. And I think we all can for the most part. So that was this video. That's all I have to say. I honestly thought it would be longer. I'm glad that I made it this long. I'm happy about it. So I do love this FEMMYCYCLE cup, but personally, as a person with a low cervix, if you have a low cervix, I'm with you, because you're not crazy. You can put it in a diva cup or a menstrual cup. It's just that your cervix doesn't go that way and it just doesn't work exactly for you. So I love this when I can use it, and I love these when I can't. Sometimes I use disposable pads if I have to, but otherwise I try to keep it reusable, and I would recommend you would try the same. And if you haven't tried a menstrual cup, try them, because they will change your life. Okay, it takes a lot of practice and time, but they will change your life. And they're reusable and good for the environment, like good all the way around. Positivity, happiness, we got this, all right? That's all I have to say. I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who could benefit, and subscribe to my channel for more. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, everybody, let's do this. I'm not gonna be able to talk later because I've talked so much. This is my favorite shirt. I know it's like a crappy shirt, but it's honestly my favorite thing in the world. And it says plant-based fuel on it, right? Plant-based fuel, yes. It's amazing. All right, so I want people above us. I feel like people can hear me talking. Like, the walls are very thin here. I can hear the dog walking around upstairs, unless it's just like mice in the walls or something. But yeah, I can hear the dog, so it's gonna be very awkward if they can hear me, but that's fine. On this cup, oh my god. Where was I going? That was weird. That was like a